Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we are going to talk about plant diseases. So let's get started. So we'll talk about these many diseases listed under various types. So we'll discuss about fungal diseases, viral diseases, bacterial diseases and diseases under nematodes. On with this. So let's just talk about the fungal diseases first. So in the fungal diseases we'll talk about the disease named rust, which is caused by a fungus of order Fuciniacles, which is mostly attacked on leaves and stems, and some of the symptoms are rustiness, orange, yellow, or even colored pustulets over ruptured epidermis. And some of the examples of rusts would be stem rust of wheat caused by Fucinia graminis, or occurs in coffee leaf rust and cedar apple rust. So here are some of the pictures for rust, as you can see. These cause browning on the leaves or presence of orange pink patches on the leaf. So this was about rust. Moving on with this, to talk about the next disease that we have here is the smuts. So smuts is found worldwide, caused by the fungus of order Ustilanginans, which is mostly attacked on cereals and other grasses. And some of the symptoms would be mass of black powdery spores with no grains. It gives unpleasant color, odor and tastes to the plant, and some of the examples would be loose smut of wheat, barley caused by Ustilago nuda tritici. So here are some of the pictures for smuts as well. So as you can see, so this is a picture of a corn. As you can see, presence of some of the black balls here, so which are present here, which identify the disease of smuts. So moving on, talk about the next disease that we have here is the powdery mildews, which are caused by several fungus species in the order of Erysophales, and symptoms of it would be white powdery patches of superficial fungi growth, which covers the upper and the lower surface of foliage, stems, flowers and fruit of plant. And also infected tissues become distorted, decolored, reduce photosynthesis, increased transcription and respiration are some of the symptoms that we see. And some of the examples would be grapes, cucumber, grasses, soybean, and there are some of the examples of it. So as you can see, it is very much similar to rust. So as you can see, presence of white and dark patches on the leaves. So it is powdery mildews. Moving on to the next disease or next fungal disease would be downy mildews, which is a bit different from the mildew we just studied right now, or different from powdered mildews, which is caused by several fungus family of Peranosporosia, and these are obligate pathogen which develop intracellular mycelium, and these are very much ornamental and edible plants. These are edible plants including peas, onions, lettuce, grapevines are affected. And some of the symptoms would be they are discolored, necrotic lesions on upper leaf, and we see some grey and purple patches of mold below. So some of the timings would be summer and autumn and wet conditions, and these occur mainly in rose and lettuce. So these are some of the pictures, as you can see, of downy mildews. So with this, so next disease that we have here is the wilt. So these are diseases that affect the vascular system of the plants, and these are microbes which spread through the xylem vessels from the area of infection to the main stem, and the entire plant wilt and dies. Some of the symptoms of wilt would be wilting of single leaves and smaller stems, and produce a creamy white bacterial ooze when cut. And some of the examples are bacterial wilt of cucurbits, which are caused by Erwinia trachyphylla, and more examples would be wilt disease of potato and tomato. So here are some of the wilt. Here we can simply see that due to sunlight or some of the deficiency in plants, they just drop off their stems, and all of the flowers and all the shoots become weak, and they slowly become very weak, and thus they fall. So this is the disease known as wilt. So moving on with this, so the next disease that we have is the late blight of potatoes, which are caused by fungus like Omicite, Phytophytora infestans, and bacteria Xanthomonas and Pseudomonas. And some of the host would be beans, potato, tomato, rice, cucurbits, pepper, etc. also a disease characterized by rapid and extensive necrotic lesions of plant foliage. And symptoms would be large yellow spots, brown burnt appearances. So as you can see, you have seen these type of spots on potatoes generally. So these are the late blight disease of potato that occur. So this was about the late blight of potatoes. With this, talking about the next disease that we have here is rot. So this is the disease that mostly affects underground plants, and they can be caused by several species of soil-borne bacteria, fungi, and nematodes. Also, the pathogens enter the host tissue through wounds. Some of the symptoms are characterized by plant decomposition and putrefaction. The decaying part may turn into soft, slimy, black, brown in color. So as you can see, these form sort of an aggregate. So as you can see, these are some of the solid aggregates that are formed. These are formed after decomposition and putrefaction. So this is the disease of rot, which are formed in the soil within the roots. So this was about rot. So some of the examples that we have here is the rhizotonia and phytophthora, which cause root rot in many plants. Some of the more examples that we have here is the crown and collar roots, which occur in beta vulgaris at the soil line where plant arises. And some more examples is the black root rot, which is the picture that shows here of a black root rot, which is a Thalaiopis. So caused by Thalaiopis. And so next disease that we'll talk about is canker. So canker is a dead area in bark or cortex of woody stem. They often have large area with defined margin. And some of the symptoms would be they are round to irregular, sunken, flattened, cracked, discolored dead areas on the stems, fruits and leaves. So these are dead bark splits and they fall away. And these are caused by numerous species of fungi and bacteria. Some of the examples would be citrus canker, which are caused by bacterial species of Xanthomonas species. So there are some of the pictures, as you can see, which can be. So this disease can be present in leaf, roots, or in stems. So these are some of the evident pictures of canker disease. On with this. So this is a cycle of canker, how it occurs. So all of it starts with the change in temperature, weather. So due to rain and also the particular part gets wilt, or not wilt, but it causes a water splash of inoculum that is decimated by wind. Due to wind, some of the parts receive equal amount of water, some do not receive equal amount of water, and some of the mesoval tissues are very much direct to infections, and some sort of contamination and growth of bacterium occurs, which leads to the disease of canker. So moving on with this, next viral disease. So we'll talk. So until now we talked about some of the fungal and bacterial disease. So moving on with the viral disease is tobacco mosaic virus. So it's a causative agent of single-strand RNA virus of 6,500 NDTs, 49 NDTs per turn, and the host is the tobacco and members of the family Solanaceae, such as eggplant, tomato, spinach, and pepper. And some of the symptoms of tobacco mosaic virus would be light and green, dark green, mottled areas on the lips, thinning, necrosis, streaking, discoloration of distorted foliage, and fruit stunted growth. So these are some of the tobacco mosaic disease, and I hope you have studied in your junior classes also. This is a very easy thing. This comes under viral diseases. So last up we'll talk about viroids, which is even smaller than viruses. And a viroid is a virus-like particle only, and this is discovered by Theodor O. Diener. It's a free circular single-stranded RNA and which lacks a protein coat. So basically it lacks a capsid that is present in a virus, and viroids do not have them. These are smallest known infectious disease, and they are smaller than viruses even. And they do not encode gene products or proteins, and they are autonomously replicated using host cell encoded RNA polymerase. Also, they move through plasmodesmata and some found in infected host cell nucleus and chloroplast. Also, these autonomous induces plant disease, and some of the symptoms which are caused by viroids would be stunted growth, deformed leaves, and necrosis. So let's just keep this video here, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back with another video very soon. So thanks for watching.